Alright. Alright, how's it going, guys? I'm back after all this time. It's been like a year and a half, and now I know my last few streams have been like how Frightful Feast is near development, but I've decided to start again because the code was really bad, and yeah, the code for that version of the game was really bad. I didn't really have like a direction. But now I've got, you know, a Google slide kind of detailing what I'm going to do, and I got some, I'm just going to be like following that for now, and then obviously adding to it as the development goes on and when I get to, yeah, but basically whatever feature I want to add to the game, I'll plan out in that document first. But today, you know, we're basically starting from scratch, like, not really, because there are still, like, over the past like week or two, I've been making these mechanics, so like just movement, crouching, health system where you take damage and blood goes on the ground and then you die, and that's what one of the things I'll be doing in this stream is making this death screen and all that. Then there's this unique interaction system where you use both hands, so Q picks up an item for the left hand, E for the right. If you press Q and E or whatever, it just drops the item, but if you look at a nearby surface and you left click for the left hand and right click for the right, you place them on the ground. And then if you want to throw them, like it's going to be kind of a hectic game, so you can like throw them across places and across the restaurant, and for, you know, whatever you want, like to throw it onto a fucking burger grill or whatever. But yeah, you can throw it like that, and then I have coded it so it doesn't, like, as soon as it hits the ground it stops immediately, so you don't have weird physics things. Like, I'll show you. You can just see how it stops immediately, and also its rotation is also instantaneously corrected. But yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is make this like death menu, and you can see I've got a little burnt text here, so let's get working on that. So first we'll open up the necessary scripts. So the first thing I want to do is that this death UI is shown as soon as you die, but I'm gonna do that after you've like completely fallen flat. And this little code thing was from ChatGPT because I needed help with some of the maths here, so let me just delete these comments. Alright, so this is after the duration, so here is where I want to show the UI. We just do it simple like that. So let's test that. I'm using Unity 6 now, so there should be a lot more tools for me to do, and it just looks a bit better as well. A little less outdated, like the 2022 version I've been using is. So yeah, there we go. You can see that. Although I do kind of want that red screen to, yeah, because that doesn't look really good. Well, first I'm going to call another thing called death UI, like make a function, and we'll make that an IE enumerator as well. Death UI, and then we'll pass in a float duration, wait duration, yield return new wait for seconds wait duration. Then, I'm just trying to think here. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to do this exactly. So, so here we'll do like death UI. dot set active equal to true. Okay. Now let's, oh yeah, we gotta call this function actually. So start coroutine. Like maybe I'll try and get a main menu and stuff as well right now. And then I gotta actually do the cooking mechanics. I'm trying to keep this as a more condensed game. So def UI. And then we're gonna pass in 2 seconds. And then actually what I'm gonna do is make another script called disable player functionality. This is going to be useful. I want to be able to call this anytime because I would want to, for example, like when you die, you shouldn't be able to move, you shouldn't be able to interact or do any of that. So I'm going to put that all in this script so I can call it from the def script, and also when you pause the game. So that's what I'm doing there. So prefabs, let's put it on this hierarchy. Disable player functionality. Okay, so here we'll do public void disable. Actually, we'll do disable or enable functionality, and then all we'll be doing here is getting a bunch of scripts that we toggle off and on. So what we'll do here, pass in a boolean should enable or should disable. Okay, and then find object of type. Oh, this version's deprecated, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is, so we need to find first object of type. Alright, and then here we pass in player movement dot enabled is equal to should disable. Actually, we'll just call that enable. It's kind of confusing me. Alright, now we copy this. Player. Now we got to get the interaction. Enable. So this is pretty like copy and paste kind of. Why is that indented weird? That is really fucking annoying. There we go. Alright, and then let's copy this. FPS camera is a script. That's what allows you to look around. And I'm pretty sure those are the only scripts so far, I think. Yeah. Shouldn't be able to do anything else. Alright, perfect. So now we need to get a reference to that. So I'm gonna delete. Let's just like remove some of this clutter here. So in the def script, we don't need this. We just need oh yeah, we want to disable the. Actually, cc.enabled. Actually, we could do that here as well. Wait, can we? I mean, we should be the only object in the scene with a character controller. I don't think down the line with AI and stuff, I'll have character controllers. You just use nav mesh. So yeah, we can use that here. And this is a single player game, so it should be fine. Character controller dot enabled is equal to enable. Okay, now let's delete this, and I only need a reference to disable player functionality. Disable player functionality. I'll do DCF, just like a nice little acronym. Alright, and now here, DPF and dot disable or enable functionality and we want to set that to it's called enable. We'll set that to false. Okay. Actually, I don't think we need to put this here. Actually, yeah, I think we will need a reference to the public character controller. CC. There we go. Okay. So so cc dot enabled equals false. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think you can just. We don't need that line, I don't think. Alright, so let's see. Yep, that's all good. FPS. Do we yeah, we deleted that variable. We need to keep that. Public transform underscore FPS. That's a reference to our camera, so we need that. Okay. Now let's assign all the stuff, because I definitely need to reassign some things on the dev script. Alright, DPF player, FPS camera. Wait, no, it's not that one. It is this one. Alright, cool. Wait, am I tripping? FPS. Oh, no. Okay, it's all good. Alright. I'm pretty sure it's all good. Yeah, but that means we can get rid of this because it is a transform variable. Get rid of those. I think we're all good there. Alright. Now we play test. Alright, cool. And that works. Alright, so I do want that death screen immediately when you die. That, like, the red tint, not the actual UI yet. Alright, so death UI, we can. Okay, just trying to think here. Death UI. Well, maybe there's something we can do on the camera, like, or the volume, game volume, tint. I'm pretty sure you can add color adjustments. No, because I'm pretty sure you can add a red tint on it. Color curves. No, we'll just do the UI method. That's just the easiest way. Okay, so what I'll do, death background. So what I'll do is I'll name this index 1. Index 1. So this is kind of just to help me memorize. Alright, death UI. I'll just call this a live UI screen. And then death UI screen. I spelled that horribly wrong. And then let's make an empty object and call this just death UI, because these are all buttons and shit. So these go. Okay, that is. Yeah, that's still stretched, and as it should be. And so should this one. Shouldn't be that. Okay. Yeah. Let's just make that 0. And now we can parent all this stuff in there and call this index 2. Because I have a plan here. Okay, now down here we go death UI dot set active to true. And now we do def UI dot set dot get child dot transform dot get child, and we want to get this is actually index 0. I'm silly. And then this is index 1. And now basically we want to get index 1 and then get dot set active game object dot set active is equal to false. Okay, so that should set our red screen tint and then set it to true here. And now this should have the effect I want, I believe. Let's see. Yep, there we go. I think the cooldown's a bit too long. 2 seconds? That's the longest 2 seconds of my life. Let's do 1.4 seconds and try that. And then after, we're just gonna make it so like the player's mouse is able to move around, and then you can interact with the UI and it does stuff. So we need to make it so it quits the game, goes to the main menu, and then it plays again. That's what we need to do. And then I can move on to other things. So let's test this. Alright, good. There we go. Alright, and now we gotta also code so this goes away, which is simple enough, but I'm gonna focus on one thing first. Alright, so def UI. So here we want to go. I'm pretty sure I call controls cursor behavior. This is my own little function. I made my global class. So here in gameplay mode is false, and that should just solve our problems. So then we can interact with the UI, hopefully. We may need an event system though, because I don't think it will work, but we'll see. Alright. Yeah, I can't interact with the buttons, so we need an event system. Alright. Create... Where is it? Where is it? UI... Event system, here we go. Just call that event system. Perfect. Now I should be able to interact with the buttons. Yep, there we go. Alright, so now let's code the actual button functionality. We're making light work of this. Okay, I'm gonna make a new folder called UI. Here I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call this def menu. Alright, now we're gonna go back into our play prefab. And this is just gonna be a parent of the def UI screen. Actually, alright, we'll come back to that later because there's something I want to do here. Okay, okay, scripts, and now go to UI def menu. Alright, so we need 3 functions: public void try again, public void go to main menu. We can't really code this just yet because we don't actually have a main menu yet. Public void quit game. We can easily code that right now because it's literally one line of code. Application.quit. There we go. Try again. We can do that right now as well. So using Unity engine scene management, and now here scene manager dot load scene. We're gonna get a reference to this. Scene manager dot get active scene. So that to string. So it needs a string. Okay. Dot name. Okay, so let's see if that actually works. And now we got to assign it to our buttons. Alright, try again. So on click, def UI screen, def menu, try again. Alright, and then quit. We can't actually test quitting the game yet because quitting the game doesn't work when you're playing in the editor in Unity. Wait, it was this one. Dev UI screen, yeah. And quit game. Okay, so let's try this out. Okay, we respawn. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. It doesn't do anything again, but yeah. Okay, so now quickly I'm gonna make another scene. First of all, I want to rename sample scene to test level particles. That's just lighting data. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna delete that. I don't think we need that. Alright, let's make a new scene. New scene, and just call this main menu. Alright, brilliant. Now here we're gonna turn the skybox off to solid color and make that black. I can't. Is that okay? So it does it at playtime. That makes sense. Now let's make our canvas just main menu canvas. Alright, and now we gotta do some settings here. So constant pixel size, scale with screen size, reference resolution is 1920 by 1080p. Okay, so now that should be good. We'll just make a crappy main menu real quick. So panel, main menu background. I'm just gonna make this black. Alright, black. Actually, maybe I will use the skybox now just so I can see the background. I don't know, but that would be cool. Alright, so it should be a little tint. I'm pretty sure there is a tint, it's just hard to see. We'll just make this higher in opacity. Yep. Oh, you can see some, it's like slightly off. Like a tiny amount. That's fine though. Alright, now let's make some more UI elements. Text Mesh Pro, title text. And then we call this a Frightful Feast, the name of the game. And then the width, like 600, 100 for the height. Center this and make the size bigger and put it in bold. And we'll also do caps. A Frightful Feast. Just make that a little bit smaller. Width in. Alright, and then we anchor that to the top. 0. Okay, here we go. Now let's get the buttons. Button. Play button. Game button. This is gonna have to change because obviously there's gonna be saving in the game, so you're gonna have to access a save. We'll just, for now, we'll call this new game actually. And then I'll have another button called load game, even though it's gonna do nothing at the moment. Let's make this 300 in width, 50 in height, I reckon. Maybe 400. Yep, that'll do. Alright, new game text. scale this up. Bold. And then all caps, you're going to say new game. Alright. That's centered. And then we'll just up the position by like 50. Actually, 70. So there's like a 20 pixel gap between each button here. Alright, and now duplicate. I'm gonna call this continue game button. Continue game. Gotta lower the text. There we go. And then continue game. Actually, let's just call this continue. We're gonna make sure it's the same size so it doesn't look weird. And continue button, and that. Continue text. Alright, now make another button. Options button. And then -70, I'm pretty sure. Options text. Alright, and then we need one more for quitting the game. Quit button. And then quit text. Let's call this quit game. Oh wait. Oh, these are in the same thing. Oh. Jesus, okay. Let me just... we gotta add on... Oh jeez, what's the mess? Another 70 to get it perfect. There we go. Alright, so that's our main menu. And we got the event system. Yep. Why is it... I don't like that. It's annoying me, but I don't know why that's happening. Anyways, that's our main menu for now. I'm gonna make... There's gotta be something I'm doing wrong here. Shader. Okay. Whatever, I mean... I can just... There's gotta be some sort of option I'm missing here though. Pixel per unit? What if I... Oh my god. Okay, sure. What if I make that 5? Is that gonna fix the issue? Oh, it actually does though. Hey, you can see here. Okay, we'll just keep that at 5. Maybe 10. Well, that seems to fix it actually. Still a little thing there. 20. I don't know if this is gonna fuck up performance somehow. But there we go. I'm curious now, is this actually like, is this also visible in when you die and stuff? I mean, yeah, you can see that. Whatever, I'm not gonna worry about it for now. Okay, let's go back to the center here. So now we gotta go to the, is it project? No, it's not project settings, it's the, what do you, it's the build settings, where is that? Here we go. Build profiles. Is this it? Okay, scene list, I'm seeing it now. Alright. So let's add open scenes. We got our test level. Now we go into the main menu, get our main menu level, and that's higher on the index. Alright, here we go. So now we should... Oh wait, no, we haven't actually coded the scene traveling yet. So go to main menu, scene manager, dot load scene, and call this, what did I call? I just called it, I'm pretty sure I just called it main menu, yeah. Main menu. Alright. Alright, so we got try again. Here we go. And then we got quick game, which doesn't work yet. It doesn't work because we're not, this is not a build project. And then main menu doesn't go, did I do something wrong? Oh, it's because I didn't assign the main menu the function. That's why. Hey, there we go. FUI screen. Go to main menu. Okay, let's test this. Yeah, there we go. I'll do code this at a later date. Wait, but the issue's still here, look. Huh. Whatever, it's not really a big deal. Okay, now, I'm trying to think what else needs to be done. Oh yeah, we gotta make it so the hands full, like drop everything they're holding when you die. Okay, I want to disable I'm gonna just call this actually. Okay, we gotta do it before these two, this function right here, because this disables the script that's gonna handle it, I believe, the interaction script. Let me open that actually right now. Alright, so we need to call update pose ref, and okay, we're gonna make this public, because I'm gonna call it from here, or I'm just gonna say public, but or I call another function that says drop everything. I think we'll have to do that. So do we got a reference to the interaction script? We do actually, interesting. So how many things are referencing it real quick? Just that. Okay. So first we'll make the function public void interaction on death. And here what we'll need to do is we need to call drop item on both arms if we're holding something. So if left hand item not equal to null, then we call, and we do this the same, if right hand item not equal to null, we need to drop the item. So I'm just going to copy it from here because I pass in a lot of annoying variables. Wait. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to delete that code because that's useless now. So, where's drop item? Ah, it's here. Okay, let's just expand that. So this is for the left arm. And now we need to do it for the right arm as well. I'm suddenly getting errors. What are these? These aren't actually errors, they're just, okay, whatever. And now interact.call draw interaction dot drop on interaction on def. Okay. So now if I'm holding stuff, the items that you're holding should fall, and you'll see the hands fall off from the camera. So like if I'm holding nothing, I shouldn't get errors. Okay. And now hold both. Yep, we drop. That seems to work. And then like, what if I'm like throw something as I die though? Okay, you can't really do that. Alright, that looks good. Yeah. Alright, well that was stream 1. I'm gonna take a break now and come back. I'll kind of want to do this as like a regular basis to force myself to develop and get this game done. I really want to get it done in 6 months, which I think is possible. It's not too big of a project. I'm gonna stop myself from getting scope creep, and yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.